This talk is for fourth-year students of the University of Distance Education. There are altogether 6 units for semester 2. Now, I'm going to explain the points to be studied in this unit, buying and selling. In this unit, you have to study new products, what's new on the market, grammar focus, placement of direct and indirect objects, vocabulary, the language of shopping, and grammar focus, verbs in the subjunctive. This unit introduces the theme of shopping and marketing. You can learn about verbs that take direct or indirect objects and use them to talk about shopping and products. Concerning with this title, buying and selling, you can learn new vocabularies and new products that are available in the market. The words like convenience stores, software stores, customers, recommending, handheld reader, etc. are given in your text so that you can learn and familiar words from the text. The next item we are going to learn is grammar focus, placement of direct and indirect objects. This grammar focus explains the order of direct and indirect objects after certain verbs. Grammar notes: 2 patterns are highlighted. For most verbs in English, including give, lend, mail, send, show, teach, and tell, direct and indirect objects follow these patterns. Pattern A: subject verb, direct object, do, indirect object. Now I will give you some more examples here. The store mailed the boots to John. The next one is the store mailed the boots to him. Another example, the store mailed them to John. The last one is the store mailed them to him. Now let's move on to pattern B. Subject verb, indirect object, and direct object. Example, the store mailed John the boots. The next example is the store mailed him the boots. With verbs such as announce, describe, explain, mention, recommend, return, and say, the indirect object cannot precede the direct object. Sentences follow pattern A above. Direct object to indirect object. Example, they explained the new product it to their customers them. With verbs such as allow, ask, cause, and cause, the indirect object generally precedes the direct object and takes no preposition. Sentences follow pattern B above. Indirect object, direct object. Example 1, the boots cost John $100. Example 2, John asks the store several questions about his bill. This time, you need to complete these sentences using the words in parentheses. Whenever possible, write the sentence in 2 different ways. Let's do the exercises and check them as follows. Number 1, companies want to get customers to try their new products, so they sent free samples sent them. So you will have to write down the answers like this. Companies want to get customers to try their new products, so they sent them free samples. Another sample is companies want to get customers to try their new products, so they send free samples to them. Example 2. I bought a great new CD player at a very reasonable price, so I recommended it / my friends. So you have to write down like this. I bought a great new CD player at a very reasonable price, so I recommended it to my friends. Now let's move on to example 3. Some cafes look for innovative ways to attract new business. Many of them offer email service / their customers. So you have to write down like this. Many of them offer email service to their customers. Example 4. When I am shopping, I always look for friendly and knowledgeable sales clerks. That way I can ask many questions / them. So you have to write down like this. That way I can ask them many questions. The next question is number 5. Good salespeople are able to explain all the benefits of a product / their customers. So write down like this. Good salespeople are able to explain all the benefits of a product to their customers. Now let's move on to next example, example 6. I never keep something I've purchased if I'm not fully satisfied. I always return defective merchandise / the refund department. The answer is I always return defective merchandise to the refund department. Another thing you need to do is use the verbs below to talk about the things you have bought recently. Ask and answer follow-up questions. Now, I'd like to explain the first one as an example. Ask, cost, describe, explain, give, recommend, return, and tell. All these are the verbs. Number A. Last week I bought a pair of inline skates. They cost me a fortune. B. Why did you get them? A. Well, I heard about a new model that's specially made for jumping. B. Do you really need such fancy skates? A. Actually, I don't. I'm thinking of returning them to the store. After learning this, you need to do the other exercises to ask and answer follow-up questions. The next item we are going to learn is vocabulary, the language of shopping. This time, you have to match each expression with its meaning. Then, you need to compare with a partner. So, the given question is as follows. Number 1. Bargain handles. 2. Price war. 3. Black market. 4. Window shopping. 5. Shopping spree. 6. Compulsive shoppers. A. Illegal trading to avoid regulations or taxes. B. Competition between businesses to offer the lowest price. C. People who have an uncontrollable need to buy things. D. Shopping trip where you buy a lot of expensive things. E. Looking at goods without purchasing anything. F. People who are always looking for low-price goods. Now, let's try to match and after that, check your answer together. Here are the answers for your question. Number 1 is F. Number 2, B. 3, A. 4, E. 5, D. And 6, C. Let's continue the next item. That is to write a sentence, either positive or negative, about each expression in exercise A. So I will give you one example here, and by looking this example, you can create your own sentences as much as you can. So I will give you example here. Positive. A successful bargain hunter can often save a lot of money on clothes, household items, and groceries. So negative is bargain hunters take 5 times as long to do their shopping. Now, let's go on to the next one. That is to discuss your own recent shopping experiences. Use the vocabulary in exercise A where appropriate. I will give you an example here. Number A. I went on a shopping spree yesterday. I bought 3 pairs of shoes. Number B. 3 pairs. You must have spent a lot of money. The next item we need to study is grammar focus, verbs in the subjunctive. This grammar focus presents verbs and expressions which introduce clauses that use the subjunctive. Certain verbs and expressions are followed by the subjunctive. The subjunctive uses the simple or base form of the verb. Now, I will give you the example as grammar notes. A verb in the present tense adds an s in the third person singular. Present tense example, I go, you go, he or she or it goes, we go, and they go. The subjunctive does not add an s in the third person singular. Subjunctive, I go, you go, he, she, or it go, we go, and they go. These verbs are almost always followed by the subjunctive. Example, demand, insist, propose, recommend, request, and suggest. Now, I will give you some more examples here. Number 1. Jim's brother suggested that he stop spending so much money. Example 2. His daughter proposed that he keep a list of weekly expenses. Example 3. Jim's wife recommended that he talk with a financial counselor. Example 4. I insist that she leave tomorrow. These verbs can be in the present or past tense. The subjunctive form stays the same. Example 1. I insist that she leave tomorrow. Example 2. I insisted that she leave tomorrow. These expressions are frequently followed by the subjunctive, but they can also be followed by an infinitive. It is crucial. It is essential. It is imperative. It is important. It is necessary. It is vital. Now, I will give you 2 more examples here. Number 1. It is necessary for couples to discuss financial problems openly. It is necessary that couples discuss financial problems openly. Example 2. It is important that he attend the meeting. It is important for him to attend the meeting. By studying this time, you have to use verbs followed by the subjunctive instead of should or must to complete these sentences without changing the meaning. I will give you an example here. Let's look at this example. Example 1. Our family should try to get down on expenses. I suggested that. The answer is as follows. I suggested that our family try to get down on expenses. Now, let's do the other exercises, and after that, check your answer as follows. 2. We should limit how much money we spend. So you have to write down like this. It is essential that we limit how much money we spend. Example 3. Everyone in the family must cooperate. So the answer is, it is crucial that everyone in the family cooperate. Example 4. Each person in the family should have a baguette. My son suggested that. So, rewrite this sentence as follows. My son suggested that each person in the family have a baguette. Number 5. We should shop at bargain stores. The answer is, my daughter proposed that we shop at bargain stores. Number 6. She should buy only clothes that she will wear often. The answer is, I said it was imperative that she buy only clothes that she will wear often. The next item we need to do is to discuss, are you a compulsive shopper? Here, the word compulsive means uncontrolled or reactive and unconscious. You have to think which statements are true about you. As for me, here are the examples that I have chosen. Number 1. When the latest clothing styles are in the stores, I have to buy them. The answer is yes. Number 2. I often buy things that I find I never use. My answer is no. Number 3. I sometimes shop in order to forget my troubles. My answer is no. Number 4. When I visit a new city, I spend most of the time shopping. The answer is no. Number 5. I feel guilty after going on a shopping spree. My answer is no. Number 6. I have a difficult time paying my credit card bills. The answer is yes. Number 7. I can't go window shopping without buying something. My answer is yes. Now, let's move on to the next item. This time, you need to discuss the following questions. Here, the 3 questions are given. Number 1. What are some other characteristics of a compulsive shopper? Number 2. What other problems do compulsive shoppers face? Number 3. What would you tell a compulsive shopper to help him or her control the urge to buy things? This is all for now, and I hope at the end of my discussion, you've got the ideas and can do the exercises very well. Good luck. Goodbye.